Hi, everyone. My name is Laura Jean Bernhardson. I am a business coach, artist, and lifelong entrepreneur here in Toronto. And I'm also the founder of the Ladies Creative Collaboration Society. And I'm here talking today with Ann DeLuca, who is a women's confidence coach, a performance coach, and a three-time author. I didn't realize, but The Confidence Recipe, which I bought, is your third book. So welcome, Ann.
Thank you, Laura Jean, for that introduction. Great to
You're
be
most
here.
welcome. Awesome. So the first thing I'm curious about is, are you a naturally confident person, and how did you become a confidence coach?
Ah, I am not a a confident person. I think that's the reason that the confidence recipe, being a confidence coach, all those things are totally aligned with how we coach and do what we need to learn. So the funny thing is that people always perceive me as very confident, but inside I was a puddle. And always my wish was that I felt as confident as people thought I was. So no, I have not been confident forever. Now I think I am for sure. But it's always a work in progress.
Yeah, I think so too. I find for myself, I can be super confident one day, and then something happens, and I'm just like right back down to like, this is never going to work. I'm a failure. Like everything that I did that was successful is a fluke. So,
Oh yeah, all of that, right? All of them, and many, many more. You can add to the list for that for sure.
yeah, yeah. So what, I guess how is it a fair question to say how do you help women build their confidence? Like, is it something you can answer in a nutshell?
We'll see how big the nutshell is, but really the work I do is helping women reconnect to their confidence. And I use that word specifically because we all have confidence in us. And it sounds cliche and it's true. Every one of us has had a moment in our life when we've been confident. We often lose track of what that feels like. And I say feels like because it is something that's stored in our bodies. We are human beings that have, unless you've had an outer body experience, everything that's happened to you has happened in your body, including moments when you're confident. So I help my clients tap back into that so that they can utilize that as they move forward.
Cool. And so how do you do that? How do you help them tap back into it?
Well, there's many elements, but the first one, and I can ask you, I can see your pup. Hi, pup.
Yes,
Is
he's giving himself a little scratch.
I love it. I love when pets show up. My cat could show up too, so all good.
Nice.
So one of the things during the course of working with someone is this, and I'll do it right now. I'm just going to ask you a question, and I don't want you to answer me out loud. Fair? So I want you, Laura, to think of a time you were confident. Just one. You got something
Hmm.
and it came quick. Awesome. So with clients, sadly, sometimes they'll be asking me for clarity. What does it mean? Or I've got nothing. And I just sit here and wait patiently because we all have it in us. So whatever came up for you, bravo, it came up quickly. What I would do with a client at some point during our interactions would be to intensify that experience. And by that, I mean, I would ask you to settle into that experience. We would track through literally from head to toe what you noticed in your body and what you were hearing in that situation and what you were seeing and really get it really vivid. And the reason I would do something like that is because in the course of going through your body and all these different things, you're going to notice what shows up for you when you're confident. So for example, for me, when I'm confident, my breath slows. I can feel it slow and my chest raises just a little bit and my voice gets lower and slower. And so I know that to be true. And so with all the work I've done, I can get to the point now if I'm heading in somewhere where I'm not feeling confident, I stop myself, I slow my breath, I put my shoulders back a bit, my voice gets lower and slower, and my brain goes, "Hey, we're doing confidence." And off we go. The goal with my clients is to help them to recognize whatever it is signals to them that they're confident. So some have tension in their neck, some have muscle tension. Like it's not like it's a good feeling all the time, because often when we've had to feel confident or brave, it's in situations where, there is some tension, but it's to get that particular client to tap into their own version of confidence learn to recognize it and practice it enough that ultimately down the road, they can connect to it on their own.
Um, it makes me think, do you differentiate confidence from something like courage? Or, a lot of my clients as entrepreneurs talk about imposter syndrome, and
Yes.
confidence and sort of the related things is like a huge issue for them, right? It's like, we can lay out a strategy, but if they don't have the guts to implement it, what's the
Yeah.
point, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So there's three common elements that help me find my confidence and reliably. And I still use today because, like you said earlier on, one day you can be, yay, and the next day you can be, so this book touches about the three things that were the ingredients for my confidence. And they were shifting my mindset. So if you think you can, or if you think you can't, both are true. A famous Henry Ford quote, and it's so true. So your mindset is malleable. There's been a lot of work by a psychologist in particular, Carol Dweck. She did a lot of work on growth mindset, which in a nutshell just has proven that our mindset is malleable, it's changeable. So if someone says, this is just the way I am and I can't change, not true. If you want to change, you can. And it's simple, but not easy, is how I say it. The second element is to know that you're always going to feel fear when you want to do something new, even if it's for good reasons, because your brain's number one job is to keep you alive. And anything that takes extra energy, so learning something new, changing something you currently do to something different, requires more energy from your brain. And your brain's like, whoa, stop. You can't do that because, and all the lies come up. But the thing that I've noticed that works for me is if I take action when that comes up, and I don't mean this giant action, I mean the slightest action, hitting send on an email, sending the text, signing up for that course, writing the first word, whatever it is. The two, like you're calling into your prefrontal cortex, which the other part just shuts down. You can't be in fight, flight, or freeze if you're actually using your prefrontal cortex. The third part, which is related to that stuff that goes on your head, is to trust yourself. So again, when you want to do something new or different, you're going to get a whole choir, and everybody has it. So everybody has voices in their head. It's, those voices, it could be your mother, it could be a former boss, it could be a teacher. It doesn't matter. There's a voice in your head that says, wait a minute, and blah, blah, blah. So the third part is about recognizing and starting to discern and trust your own voice. So it doesn't mean those voices go away. And it doesn't mean those voices aren't useful. Sometimes something might come up and I go, oh yeah, Laura Jean mentioned that. And I actually think that's a good idea. I'm going to do that. But I've taken that step to go, not my voice, but I trust what Laura Jean suggested, and I'm going to go with that. So again, those are three practices that don't happen overnight. They are practices. But with time and practice, you can transform yourself to, not being confident, to somebody who's more reliably confident and also has a toolkit that will assist them.
Yeah, what I love is that it's something that you can conjure up intentionally. So for the situation, and it's something that you can strengthen so that you can develop more and more confidence. Um, and it's something that is not fixed, like what you said about malleable. It's not, you can't just, a person, I mean, they can say it, but they would be wrong to say, like, oh, I'm just not a confident person, or I'm just, like to accept it as a fixed state of being. And it's like you can become one if you want.
Yes, yes,
So,
exactly, exactly. It again, simple but not easy. Just
mhm.
like when you start working out, a burpee, simple exercise. Initially, it's not going to be easy, but with time, and well, I always say that your friends are consistency and persistence. To keep going and keep trying and falling down and getting back up. That's all a part of any new skill. And I like to look at confidence as a skill. And so we can all learn a new skill, but it doesn't mean it's not awkward initially, right? Nobody likes to fail. Nobody likes to have to look stupid and all that stuff, but that's part of the process.
Yeah, and I always like the gym analogy because it's
Yeah.
so, you really can build that muscle, right? So your
Yes.
book, The Confidence Recipe, after I met you the first time in a networking meeting, I was like, cool, that sounds amazing. I'm going to order the book. And it's basically journaling prompts. So I'm not writing my answers in the book. I'm writing them in a journal.
Nice.
So just so you don't think, well, wait, your whole book is blank. But there's little, so basically it takes you, and I'm just kind of working my way through it. There's little, um, you know, descriptions of things and then a little prompt that you can write about and develop self-awareness, which I just think is amazing.
Yeah. And those three things I mentioned are embedded in there. So I don't call it chapter one is this, chapter two is that. I wanted it to flow. So I purposefully left that out, but there is a flow in there, and there's a definitive plan that I had when I did that. And I'm actually working through it as well. And people think that's funny, and I am writing in it. But that was a 2-year project at least. And I'm in a certain frame of mind and flow when I'm doing that. So now I'm actually asking myself those questions and going, oh, good question. What is my answer to that? And playing around with that. And it's been really cool because this is a tool. It's a tool. And thank you for pointing out the journaling, because I think that was a missing link in my other 2 books, was asking some questions, but not leaving space. And that was the feedback I got. And so I'm hoping that people take the journey from start to end in their own time, but really take the moment, whether it's like you're doing in your own journal or in the actual book, to ponder and answer those questions.
Yeah, cool. It is very much a discovery, a journey within, shall we say.
Right? Right, for sure.
So tell me what difference, and I think I know the kinds of answers, but I'm just curious to hear it from you. What difference does it make when someone goes from unconfident in an area of their life to confident?
Let's just think about it. They feel more empowered. I think that's the strongest word I can use. They're all of a sudden stepping into things that maybe they wouldn't have in the past. They have that oomph to go, I can do this. And it's powerful when especially a woman steps into that and starts showing up that way. I think it makes women beautiful when they feel confident and they show it. And it just opens that door for so many more possibilities. Because let's face it, if they know, oh, I can be confident here, then maybe I'll take this and start applying the same toolkit and things in this other area. So now I want to be confident, say, in relationships. Now I want to be confident public speaking, all those different things they can start applying those concepts to.
Yeah, it's just new actions become available. Suddenly it's like, yes, I will sign up to do a presentation at work. Yes, I will
Yes.
start that new business. Yes, I will take roller dance lessons or whatever, right?
Right? Absolutely.
So, and then success builds on success where it's like you develop more confidence as you realize, even if you fail, it's like, and I didn't die. The world
Right.
didn't end.
Oh my God. Isn't that, and then that's our brain, right? It's still looking for the saber-toothed tiger to come around the corner and kill us. And
Yeah,
probably nothing that's going to kill you if you do that thing that you want to do. But our brain doesn't know any different. It thinks,
yeah,
oh my God, I'm going to die. Like, as you know, public speaking is a huge one for people. They literally some people would rather die than have to speak publicly, for real.
yeah.
So it's huge. It's huge.
And I think showing up online, like for many of the entrepreneurs I work with, showing their faces on social media, showing like doing interviews like this, putting themselves in their social posts. Yeah, that's what people want. People want connection with a human being. So you can't just hide out and expect your business to work. So
Right. I hear
confidence,
you.
it's a game changer.
For sure.
Awesome.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for this great chat about confidence. Anyone who's interested can get the confidence recipe and get in touch with Anne. Of course, there'll be links and everything available in the captions of this video. And Anne, it was just really great talking with you today. It's awesome. I feel more confident just having been around you. So that's great.
Thanks, Laura Jean.
All right.